response to Senator Chimera.
Mr. Chairman, the control of budget is of the firm view that bursaries to second schools, tertiary schools and universities is a national government function, and she actually did a circular to that effect to all county governments. We had a meeting, DIBEC meeting, where all these parties attended under the chairmanship of the deputy president, and it was agreed that she rescinds the circular. It was basically under duress. She was not very comfortable. And she did that. She did the letter withdrawing the circular. But somebody else picked that circular and went to court and said she issued a correct circular, and therefore she has got no mandate to withdraw it. And the court agreed with her. Actually, we were only allowed to issue bursaries for this financial that has lapsed. Going forward, we are supposed to have IPS, intergovernmental pursuing agreements. But again, the matter is still in court. Some of us are fearing that actually the final verdict will be that counties just keep away from issuance of bursaries. The biggest issue now is, as we exit the issues of bursaries, who is going to fill that hole? The assumption by the national government is that, for me, if I've been giving out 1.5 million shillings in bursaries, outside of that amount the national government, it's not going to happen. I'll just put that amount to a different function in the county. So that loophole will stay with me. In Trans Nzoia, we don't even look at this as a bursary. We use the word bursary, but basically it's just some kind of social intervention. Because basically what we are doing is we are paying food, because the government gives capitation of 22,000, but in that capitation there's no provision for lunch. So we come in and pay that at 10,000 per child. People may choose to call it bursary, but in the absence of that, even the 22,000 capitation will go to waste because this child will be sent home because they have not paid 5,000 shillings. So for me, instead of us fighting over these tough wars, we're supposed to be doing what? This was a very, very important thing to be politicized. And if the national government insists that we do not participate in the issues of bursaries, we just budget this money for other things. But the consequence would be that many deserving children, very deserving, bright children from poor families, will not have basic education.
I hear you, Governor.
Chair, this is the only governor who has no qualms with letting bursaries go. The rest would say it is our money, we must have bursaries for politics, of course. Thank you, Governor.
It seems that Chimera is gearing to be governor of Kwale, which would be a good it's a good place for the Senate. But Governor, I think that it's a complex. For me, I never look at things from black and white. You know, the answer is always somewhere in the middle, because the complexity of these issues are tough. On one hand, it is true that the counties are underfunded. In fact, we argue in finance and budget, where I see it, that the counties are defunded by these aspects, because you really get very small amount of money, which we struggle to fight for here. Senators have fought so much so that the budget that's given to counties go higher. Now we're at 415 billion. Hopefully it stays at that. But there are functions that are cross-sectional to the extent that counties have to foot the bill, national government have to foot the bill. So for instance, water issues. You will find that the national government is using your water, right, in some areas, and then they don't want to pay. That's defunding you. And then on the other hand, you consume a national government service, something like electricity, and then you're forced to pay. That's defunding you. So the reason why senators are in congruence sometimes with the voices that say you should not be able to finance non-county functions is because it constricts that fiscal space for the counties to do other things. The ECDs are just struggling as much as funding the higher education is concerned. So that is valid. But on the other hand, you go to some counties, you empathize, right? So we visited Mandera the other day as senators. We went there to visit the county of Mandera and just see how devolution is performing there. And you find that before 2013, there was no any semblance of national government or any form of police service, there was no education services. So when you're a county of Mandera and you find a governor, you find yourself as a governor of Mandera with an issue of Al-Shabaab on one hand, and there's no policing system, and they have to put 300 police reserve officers, national police reserve officers, in their payroll.